But you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
There was shit in the tents. Fucking bombs left, right, and centre. Was you fucking horrendous?
That's what I'm saying.
Fucking Hitler going around.
They always say, oh, remember that in the 40s or the 30s, but you know when everyone goes, hey, remember that in the 10s?
That's because everybody was fucking
Everyone's literally
Two
dead
World
from the
Wars had
tents.
finished. Churchill was fucking cock of the North.
There's not many people left.
Cock of the North.
There can't be many people that are left from the tens.
Fucking hell.
I know there won't
Look
be.
at Adam's new spectacles.
Like, we're not going to bump into someone and say, oh, we're shit in the tens.
No, but that's what I'm just saying. Well, what about the 20s then?
The two talking about the 20s.
I'll bump into
Well, 20s is still a while back.
Oh, so you just bumping loads of people away?
It's nearly 100
It's 100 years. It's
That's
what I
what I
mean.
mean. How was it 20s?
Fucking next year, 100 years.
It's 20 and only 20s.
So I'm
They're
saying,
like,
no one-
what?
They used to do like the Charleston.
What?
Charleston and that, didn't they?
Right, I'm ready. I'm ready when you are.
Ready, aye. Oh, is it on? Oh, it's on.
Oh, is it? Right,
Oh, again,
yeah.
alright.
You haven't pressed record, have you? Oh, shit. That's going to be really loud for people.
That's the most.
Really low.
Really,
That's
really
got to be the most random beginning
Start
that we've ever had.
Right, hi everybody. Welcome back to the Our Smiling Faces podcast. It's been a few weeks since you last saw, but Decker's got one thing to say to you.
Well, won you now.
Hey!
Get in there.
Fucking hell, I never even flinched there.
Crackness, mate. Crackness.
Smells amazing.
Imagine if you
Just over a year ago, that.
Yeah, it was. So it was
That's
an
why we're
anniversary of the
little-
first party popper.
So
So,
memory popped up.
to be fair, mate, do you know
Like Bob Marley now.
Lovely.
you look nothing like Bob Marley. So before you came,
That wasn't a racist
can
slur.
you remember the one that Decker had, the twisty one?
Yes, that he
So,
fucked up.
I found another one and I fucked up even more because I let it go before you even got here. Just in the corner. Premature
I was going to say,
ejaculation.
normally in at you.
So yeah,
Shooting off in the corner.
we won you now. And what a result that was.
It was pretty good.
So like I say, we haven't been here for a few weeks. The last one me and Decker done was Arsenal game, which was utter shit.
Terrible.
Mark wasn't here. He made a wise decision
Wise
not
decision.
to drive
Did you
through.
watch the game? Did you?
Oh, I was watching it now, sorry.
Shocking, wasn't it? So-
Then the one after that was Crystal Palace. Me and Adam were in Benidorm. You were in Aintree.
National, yeah.
Mark, did you even watch the game?
Were you there, were you?
Was that a home game or was it?
It was a home game.
Wait, I was there.
All right, you was there. Do you wish you
Actually,
had
no,
stayed
that wasn't a bad game, that.
Me fella went on. Both of them said we played well.
Yeah.
home? We played well, but
Well, you're not winning, so it's not.
you're not
great.
winning. So
No,
you'd
you're
rather
not.
not.
But I think from what I heard, certainly, when I was at the races, I had it on Twitter and stuff, and every tweet I was seeing or every comment was, "We were on the attack."
Yeah.
We were trying to do that.
So we
which
watched
was
it.
good, yeah.
Oh, we made Stag go away, and
First half, we were
we
very
had the
good
chances.
first half.
We got a goal. We got ruled offside, if I remember.
So did they
correctly.
as well.
Yeah, and I think we dominated, but very neutral. So
Yeah,
the game watch was back
first
forward.
half we were pretty good, and
Was a one-shot
second
target
half
for
as well.
Palace.
Yeah, they just.
I mean, I totally understand you can't play like that all season and lose every game. I understand that, but I think if you play like that and lose, sometimes you just go, "That's fair. It is what it is. Like it is what it is. They've tried. They've played well. They've lost. Fair enough."
Well, it carried on into the Leicester game as well. We were pretty from kick-off. We were right at them.
Yeah.
So
Leicester game, we'll just dive straight into it. So obviously Yedlin was missing. Yedlin was the player who gave away the penalty against Palace. Probably, would you say rightly so, he was dropped because Yedlin's been hit and miss, hasn't he, the last few games?
There's been people giving him a lot of stick of
He
late,
shouldn't have made that challenge there.
It's easy to say in hindsight. Yeah, you know. I mean, Zaha was doing it all game.
Rondon shouldn't have missed them 4 or 5 chances. He
shouldn't.
shouldn't have made that tackle.
He shouldn't.
That's just football, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But the
But
problem
you would
is when that costs you a goal,
Yeah.
the poor guy gets on.
But you would think the game plan going into the game, you would say that
If we were 3-0
Zaha
up at
would
that
have
point,
been
anybody would
pinpointed.
have talked about
do
it.
you know-
If he's in the box, you know what he's going to do. He's going
That's
to
it.
try and win the penalty.
Well, he was falling over all game. Every time anybody went next to him or touched him, he was going over.
Exactly.
That is the way he plays.
That's why you would probably criticise Yedlin a bit more, thinking you've probably been told all week that this is going to be happening.
Well,
You've played against him before.
My mate works there, and he obviously has dinner with the players every day. And he said after every meal, Rafa said before the players left, "Remember, we do not tackle in the box on Saturday. We do not tackle in the box." He said it again on the Friday, and then obviously that happened. So it's, I don't know if that's why he's been them off, like, because he thought.
So if everyone doesn't realise, Decker's mate is actually Mancure.
Yeah, it is. But yeah,
It was common sense, wasn't it? As soon as you saw that ball come back, obviously Zaha's going nowhere, really. He's going absolutely nowhere. He cuts back, Yedlin just sticks. It's not really a challenge, he just sticks his foot
His
out.
trailing leg, wasn't it?
Yeah, he sticks his foot out. You know where he's going to go. He gets a penalty. It's a penalty all day long. There's people kicking off saying it's soft. It's a penalty.
It's a pen. It's a pen. You can't argue with that. You know what I mean?
You just
do you hate that? I know it happens with every team, but it does annoy me when fans look at something when it's against one and says like, that's not a pen, or
it's 100%
that wasn't a foul. Like, it is. It just is. You know what I mean? Like, you just got to move on, haven't you? But it was disappointing. Well, very disappointing. I mean, obviously, I thought if we could win that one, would definitely be safe. And then I wouldn't say I was worried, but you do think like, well, Leicester away is a tough one. They want a great run of form.
Well, Leicester away, obviously we didn't do a score predictions because we missed the game. But I was talking to a couple of lads at work, and they were asking us, what do you expect for the Leicester game? I went, I think it'll be another game where we'll sit up with the Ven and we'll probably get beat. And I said we'll probably get beat 2-0.
Quite the opposite, really, wasn't it?
It was totally different to what I expected it to be. I think too many times we've been terrible away from home. West Ham come to mind. Arsenal game. There was another game, I'm sure. Terrible.
The difference in them games though is like what I've harped on about after we've got beat is that they overran us in midfield, whereas they didn't have a packed midfield, which gave us that opportunity to push and actually play a 3-5-2. Sorry, a 3. Fuck this! I was 3-4-3, wasn't it? 3-4-3.
Yeah.
So we actually were much more. We packed the midfield more out, which then allowed Manquillo to get forward, Richie to get forward and support Almiron and Perez.
Were you surprised with any of the lineup, with any of the team sheet?
Manquillo.
Yeah, I was actually surprised with.
I was just surprised, Dummett. I didn't think Dummett would come back in.
Well, he had to, because Lejeune was.
Alfo Fernandez would have came in. Back to how we started the season.
I think Fernandez has got, and as I'm not saying I don't like him here, I just think he's gone off the boil. He did a mistake when we were away somewhere recently, Bournemouth maybe it was. I think it was
always going to. I would have preferred Fernandez to come in.
Rio?
Even Anton. I would have preferred him to come in, but I guess Dummett has played a few games recently, hasn't he? He's more match fit and stuff like that.
Yeah,
he was back to his best, wasn't he?
No, he was good. It just surprises, but I thought it was a positive change.
Yeah,
because you're having that mix in midfield of having a bit of a holder and then someone that can create rather than playing Hayden Andy on. Do you know what I mean? But I was surprised. Shelvey's finished, isn't he?
He's got it in the season.
Well, like again, used to miss the Palace game, but for me, the moment that game went away from us was when Shelvey came on.
He came on for the last 15 minutes.
Yeah,
it wasn't long.
He came on, and to be fair, he got a very good reaction from the crowd.
What's expected?
Everybody's kind of.
It's this thing that goes
shouting
back
his name, cheering, and all that.
As soon as a player has a length of time away from playing, they get better in our heads, and I think it's the same for every single player.
I don't know.
But I think it was.
I don't know. I don't say Kennedy would get a cheer these days. I don't think Manquillo would ever get one. He came on, and he came on Leicester when everyone was wanking themselves.
Yeah, but Shelvey's a player who's had a career in Newcastle where he's played a lot more games than those two.
Oh, of course.
Like a lot more games. Yeah. So like I say, the same happened to last season. Player hadn't played for a while, and everyone thinks he's a double bollocks now, and he wasn't.
Joselu.
I can't remember I can't remember who it was.
No, I don't. But I think Shelvey's been very good for us, to be honest. I know we went down with him in the team, but honestly, apart from a few red cards here and there, and I know he gets a lot of criticism that sometimes the game just passes him by, but I think you can say that about any of the players we've got, to be honest.
For me, the thing that, as I say, that we were playing very, very well up until the point he came on, and then our whole kind of shape, the way we were playing, approaching the game, just went out of the window as soon as he came on the pitch, because all we did was give him the ball.
A bit later, because I'm sure there's a question about Shelvey and his future at Newcastle. But back to the Leicester game, obviously you were shocked with Key being in there. Obviously you were expecting Shelvey. Was it Shelvey you were expecting?
No, I was expecting Diarmi. Just would have been away from home. I thought he might went for the two more solid guys in midfield. When I say shocked, I don't mean that as a bad thing. I just mean I was just surprised that he went for Key, but it paid off, didn't it?
Yeah.
it got us on, which we've talked about in the past with Key coming into the team, is it gets you on the front foot a lot quicker. It allows Hayden freedom to move up and push up and get on.
Then again, you can look back at it in the game for Palace. I'm sure there was a stat going around that Key, his pass rate was great, but there wasn't many passes that went forward. They were all either straight, sideways, or back over.
It may not be, him actually playing a forward pass, but it just the way that he moves it, he moves the ball that allows space and to get forward.
I call about you should do. I'm just kidding.
It's similar what
Probably
Longstaff
more
was
like-
doing, wasn't
like-
it? Similar what Longstaff was doing.
David Batty or something like
Yeah,
that.
well, I agree.
But
I
he used
thought-
to break up the play a lot. But it just, Diarmi, how he used to be, where he would just get the ball and give it to someone else.
Yeah. I mean, Diarmi's got a lot of energy, hasn't he? He's got a lot of energy, but when he gets the ball in the areas Key was getting it, I shit myself, to be honest. Because he's a bit like what Toyota
He's
used
very
to be.
calm and composed.
Stumbles a bit,
isn't he?
doesn't he?
You're not confident, When Key gets it, I'm never really worried, to be honest. Even no matter how much pressure's on him, he'll find a way out. So it was good. It was all right with that. It was fine. We had the front three, which I think is massively important for
Huge.
Almiron and Perez, and on them three are
Writes itself, doesn't it?
very,
Them positions.
So the game itself has started, and what, just like the Palace game, for a neutral, that was a fantastic game to watch. It was just
Literally from
back
the
and forward,
kickoff,
wasn't
we attacked.
we did, and we haven't seen that much away from home.
I agree totally. Yeah.
But like I say, for a neutral, absolutely fantastic game. But like Mark said, just from the off, we're forward and we look dangerous on the counter attack now. I think at times we'll get on a bit later, but I think sometimes we have a bit too much time on the ball, and rather than doing instinctive passes left, right, and centre, a player overthinks things. We'll get on that a bit later. But defensive wise, obviously, the Dummett was back in there, but once again they didn't really put a foot wrong, did they? Dummett had a good game, but he wasn't noticed whatsoever because he didn't really have a great thing to do.
I thought the whole team defended tremendous. Like when them had the ball.
No, I wouldn't agree.
No, well, we'll get there probably, but
We'll get onto that.
I thought Richie was brilliant on that left-hand side again.
Richie was
I thought he
fantastic.
excellent.
Yeah, Richie was
really,
fantastic.
Really good. God, he was. It was a few balls he played at Almiron,
What?
Yeah, he started passing.
Just a minute.
Yeah,
Fucking hell, according to the world, he never passes the ball. Almiron.
I think the Arsenal game he didn't.
Beautiful one.
Arsenal game that we were watching, he didn't.
He did, yeah.
How many?
The Palace
Right,
game he did.
let us ask you this questions. How many times does Yedlin pass to Perez?
I don't know.
couldn't count it.
But I think it's
Exactly, and that is the entire point. You don't look at it.
So
You're only looking at that side because you want Almiron to get the ball.
No,
so the fact that he doesn't get it at certain points, you pick up on it and you remember it. You don't look at it on the other side where exactly the same thing could be happening.
I don't think Perez runs the way Almiron does.
No, he absolutely doesn't.
So
there's no debate about that.
That's what I'm saying. Almiron makes a run, and you're like, oh, he's there. But in fairness to Richie, and I don't know if it's just because sometimes when you play the game in the past, you understand a little bit. But sometimes Almiron's runs are just blind down the line.
no way. He's running nowhere.
He's running nowhere.
Yeah.
So why bother give him anyway? He's got someone up his arse. But then there's people where I sit and like,
well, that's
I'm like, well, where's he possibly going to go?
Yeah.
The idea is hopefully for Richie to come inside with the ball and maybe run on a bit.
So if you think
it's called
about
taking the defender away.
Yeah.
Of course it is, yeah.
If you think about it from the outside, and obviously Almiron's running in he's not only running the corner flag, to be fair to him, he's running the corner flag. And Richie sees a defender disappearing, so all he's going to do is beat his man, and he's throwing the ball.
Or then Rondon will probably be in the feet,
It's because he doesn't pass to him.
But
it's a weird one.
There was a few Arsenal games where it was noticeable he wasn't passing.
But the Leicester game,
But I don't think there's any like malicious
he
thing.
played one down the line.
Oh, no, he's got an agenda.
Beautiful. It was honestly, it was really hard ball to play as well, and he bent it around the defender, but obviously not enough to go out to play. And Almiron was away. Now I honestly thought I was watching it obviously at home with my mate who was a Newcastle fan, and the other mate's a Sunderland fan, and he's my best mate, and he's a Sunderland fan. Saturday was great, but anyway, he was like sort of criticising Almiron, saying like, oh, he's like,
the Mackems here.
No, he's not one of them. He's not a Sunderland fan that just calls because of that.
Is this a Sunderland fan that watches this podcast?
No, it's not. No, not Steve. No, it's not. What he's saying was he does a lot. He's loaded high energy and he does lots of stuff. But and he went, I'm sorry, but I've counted at least 9 times he's lost the ball. Like there's no one around him. And I have to be honest, in that game, I felt like that. And I thought he was really busy. His runs were amazing. The energy he had was incredible.
Second and on,
he just kept running with the ball.
His shooting was absolutely horrendous, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was one. Well, we'll come to it, I know, but I just felt that sometimes with him, and I don't want to criticise him because I absolutely love him, I do, and he brings a dynamic that we haven't had for years probably. It's just chill out a bit. Do you know what I mean? He gets in the area and he just seems.
I think that is the problem. He's too eager and he's too.
You can tell
He just wants to score. He just wants to create.
The chances which he's missed, and other than the shot that went sky high where shot doesn't. We'll get on that later.
There's one where he tried to place it wasn't too bad. He tried to bend it around the keeper.
I think Perez had the ball and Perez took a shot, and Almiron just standing waiting for the ball, and he was gutted. He was gutted.
He was literally just about to
He looked like he was about to cry.
Was he?
Yeah. He looked like he was about to cry when Perez
They just looked at each other, didn't they? And he was like...
In the first half, he had a few chances. Sorry, not chances, but shots. The one that he on about where he placed it.
It was an instinctive one where he drops his shoulder.
But it was good though. The idea was good. He tried to use the defender as a sort of a wall, if you like.
Yes, so that's an instinctive one where he backs the goal, then he just turns and takes a snapshot at goal, doesn't he?
It was. I mean, it was.
It was the one where he had that free shot on the left hand side of the box. He just.
We'll get on.
He just absolutely snatched it, didn't he?
So, obviously, did the tackle on Key come before the goal?
Yes.
That could have been easily. Right, you normally borderline with yellows and red cards.
Yeah, I am. I didn't think that was a red.
Do you not?
No, I didn't.
So I thought it was a red card. So I definitely thought it. Well, I could have said you could have been like it could have been given a red.
You got a red immediately.
Yeah,
did you?
But then I thought
it was a late tackle.
The red card. I thought you can't see them given
a late tackle. So therefore,
but crikey, if you're gonna be near on the pitch, if every late tackle was a red,
I think it's.
He's not too.
You could see it given as a red. I don't think anyone would have complained about it being a red. But the same likewise with the yellow.
I would have been.
I just thought it was. I thought it was without doubt a booking.
Yes.
When you seen it, you could again in slow motion scene, you could think, well, yes, he could have been sent off. But
I agree with that totally, yeah.
I don't think it was a one where I've seen much worse across this weekend that have gone unpunished and things like that.
I mean exactly that part. Yeah, that I think in real time I thought it's a bad tackle. It's late. It's a yellow card. You see it in slow motion and replay. You think, yeah. Today's rules would probably go.
I think even with VAR, that one would have been
back
and forwards, wouldn't it?
VAR, Jesus Christ,
because it wasn't clear cut that it was a dangerous tackle or over aggressive or.
Well, the funny one is I don't know when this happened in the game, but I
wasn't knockout, was it?
Big time, right? Because can you remember about a year ago, right? Or maybe even before that, sorry. When Cosmo Schmeichel come under and I made that joke saying he's run all the way up to say that my dad's Peter Schmeichel he was howling, right? But
well, Emil texted at
that halfway line.
Did he say the same?
He texted it again. My dad's Peter. He's run up there to say my dad's Peter.
I was watching the thing. He's doing it again. My dad's Peter.
He literally ran to the halfway line to complain.
But you know why he did that? It was for Richie's. So did you see Richie's stamp? Now he won the ball fair and square. He went in really, really hard on one of their players, and he definitely stamped down at the ball.
Did he?
I can't remember. Really bad, but never touched the player, so there's no problem. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you now, he was very lucky because he totally just stamped on the ball, came right over the top. He hit the top of the ball as well. Now normally them ones bounce off the ball into the player. He was really lucky there. Now Schmeichel come running from the other end of the field. I don't quite know how he's seen that from where he was.
He didn't. But he just saw a bit of commotion, probably.
Just come running and go, my dad's Peter.
My dad's Peter.
But it was
Can you remember that? And
it was
they mustn't have talked about it.
No, it was on the edge of our own box. And there was a 50-50 and Richie just went, I'm winning this. You know what I mean? And he just took, well, he would have killed him. If he hadn't hit him, he would have killed him. But it doesn't matter, it was a great title, really. As a fan, it's what you want to see. He won the ball fair and square, life carries on, great. But if it was the way he stamped at the ball, it was really bad, but I didn't care.
So let's get on the goal. Because it was a fantastic.
Well, can we talk about something before that? Rondon's free kick.
So we watched it in here. Me and Adam were watching it in here.
How much did that ball
bend
and move?
Me and Adam were watching it in here, and obviously we got the free kick, and I think he had took one just before that as well, hadn't he? Not too earlier before that.
No, it was the last game. He had one pretty much the same position, pretty straight, and it was.
Well, betting.
So right, yeah.
You can't get everyone right.
Well, they were banging on all pre-match about Leicester's little skinny Beckham.
What's it called, Madison?
Jesus, what a fantastic free kick!
Yeah, wasn't it?
He's a good player, but his free kick was shocking.
He was on Soccer AM.
Picked it up and ran with it.
He was on Soccer AM the next day on the Saturday,
that one,
and he was pinging them in the top left, the top right, drilling them, and all sorts. And he was.
The one you're on about,
kind of do when he's under pressure.
He put it under the wall. Trying to put it under the wall.
And then he had another one right on the edge of the box. I was really worried about it. It just could not have went any further wide.
He smashed it up.
So Rondon got the free kick, and we watched it in and I went at him. I was like, so I'm just getting some Rondon's a free kick taken out, because normally a midfielder that looks to bend.
Just depends on the.
Yeah, that was
obviously isn't it? Close at the box. It's look back at Shearer. Shearer just used to hit them as hard as he could.
Yeah.
So really, you don't expect your striker to be taking those.
Not curling and bending the way he does, but he's had, as we've discussed previously, he's had a few of them.
He has. So that leaves your foot and the bend on that, it goes away from goal and it just bends back in. It rattles.
Sort of over halfway, if that makes sense. So the ball's travelled over halfway.
It's going towards that way at the keeper.
It really goes at the end, and it was
to be fair to Schmeichel was
beat.
Nah, Schmeichel got well across towards it, but
He got well across towards it, but he's beat.
He's beat. Like if that's on top,
an inch or two lower like that.
That was incredible.
I think even if he gets his fingers, that's in the back of the net.
Too much power in it.
Unbelievable for a side foot from where he was.
It's mad, isn't it?
I can't believe you could generate that power. Certainly the bend. It was incredible. It was.
Now let's talk about Madison's, right?
Which one?
The first one.
God.
So
That was like the right hand side, wasn't it? It was
it's
just
in
like
a shit position, to be fair. He hasn't got much to do. He either puts that in the box
He's
or he
capable.
puts it on the wing.
He's capable of.
He tries to put it under the wall. Not a single person in the wall jumps. And I'm sure it's key or shot. It's one of them. It just comes to the
passes it out, didn't it?
just move out with it. He must have thought, shit.
Their fans were getting more and more and more like angry with their
Get really angry with the
like what
clappers.
we normally do. It was just getting more like sighing all the time. And then when he did that, they literally the decibels just risen. It was unreal.
It was funny though.
Like, I mean, they were even talking about it at half time about how much possession that had and stuff like that, but they'd done nothing. Absolutely nothing. I couldn't even understand how they had that much possession, because it didn't seem that they were keeping a hold of the ball for so long and
keeping the hold of the ball, but they were just going back because the likes of Almiron was just Almiron and Rondon were the two players that stood out, were just closing everything down.
Morgan and Maguire were shocking. I mean, right at the start there, they got themselves in a right tangle, didn't they?
When they tried to pass the ball between each other, and they're like,
Well, that Morgan, he shouldn't be playing football now.
he was
He's
only
a
in that
beast
team
though, isn't he?
because
He should be
of
wearing a BQ or
Rondon.
something.
They thought Rondon's a big lad. We'll put our big lad in. Hopefully he'll just bust him off.
Can he battle, like?
He's a captain, he plays all the time, but he's absolutely awful. Like when he won the Premier League title, it's time to move on. Like just hang it up and all the best to you. But he's a big lad. He's a big lad.
So you talk about the big lads, which leads to our goal. Almiron's got the ball. He's going down. Almiron loses the ball, lands straight back.
Well, Almiron tried to go between
two players,
two defenders, and it just like the ball just ricochets off one of the defenders' legs and just comes straight to Richie.
Richie's first touch is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because
just leaves
it's just
the
a slight little
defender
tap.
dead. Yeah.
The player's expecting that just to get launched in the box. He takes a tiny little
Beautiful.
tap. He's past the player, and it's perfect. And Perez, if you look from beforehand, he's nowhere near front post. He's just drifting at the back post. Morgan, if you look at West Morgan, he looks over his shoulder and there's no one there.
Morgan's just waiting that this is it. This is just a free header away from me.
Perez from nowhere, glancing header.
It's
just nips him
straight over the
the
keeper, back post, unbelievable.
It's a good job he had so
Fantastic
much
header.
chip fat on his hair, isn't it? Just enough to slick it off and in.
one of the best headers I've seen
Great,
in a while.
absolutely fantastic.
It wasn't just a glancing header. He
knew exactly where it was going.
Little flick, wasn't
it was tremendous. It honestly was tremendous. From the
You know
angle
that-
he was at, it was unbelievable.
The maddest thing about that goal for me though was
He didn't do his celebration.
no.
That was for me. I was going to say that.
Richie wasn't even looking where he crossed the ball.
Yeah, but that's a sign of I think that's
Winger,
a sign of a
if
winner.
I was a winger,
But it's
I would
like-
just be launched in the box anyway. I could.
But how like
It was. Let's be fair. Yeah, Perez. It was Perez that made that goal.
Yeah.
because it was a shit cross. It was front man. It was the front man.
Yeah.
If no one had a run there, it was the front man. It wasn't a great cross. Perez made it a great cross. His determination to get to the front post like he did, made that goal. There's no doubt about it. But I got back in the days when I used to go to Rule Fox. He never looked at once. He just beat every single man across it. Keith Gillespie's the same because they knew, hoping that Cole or some decent player would be in the middle.
If your strikers are good enough, you expect them to get on the other
Absolutely.
ball.
If I was our winger, I'd just say, right, Rondon's going to be in there somewhere. Just get it in there with loads of pace on, and you hope someone will be there. And Richie did exactly that. And it was
just he was looking
incredible.
looking at the floor.
But
Just looking down there.
it's not the cross; it's the touch. It's the first touch, man.
Just leaves the defender for dead.
That's great. That like
because if it was
dangles his foot, doesn't he?
He does,
Richie just touches it past.
If it was a heavy touch, it might have went out for a goal kick.
high.
You know what I mean? Or he's overstretching. But the way it was perfect, that touch, like the way he was. But that goal, it's like I might be talking maybe overhyping the goal here, but that header is something like I would see like Ronaldo score. You know, Ronnie. I just feel it was such a great header. So underrated, that goal. Like,
it was an absolutely fantastic header,
Really
and when it went in, like I was just not necessarily shocked. I don't even know what the word is I'm looking for, but like I don't know. It was just fantastic.
It just came like out of nowhere because he was back on the penalty spot and somehow just appeared in front of Morgan just to get that little flick on.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. And I might as well. I just scored the goal. Might as well come on to him. I thought his whole contribution in that game was phenomenal.
Perez.
Phenomenal. Like every single time he got that
So
ball, he was just getting the piss out of them half the time.
Since the arrival of Almiron, I don't think I can really criticise Perez a great deal. Like, in fact, of course, there's times where you do see players walk past, but you can't say that about every single player. You can say there's always a player that has a shit moment within the game, but Perez-wise, he's been great, and
he's been unbelievable.
It's came at a time where he's recently done an interview saying that he thinks it's time to move on from Newcastle, which is fair enough, because as a fan base...
He didn't technically say that. He didn't say, I'm going to leave in the summer.
Well, he said that he can see his future elsewhere.
He says, like, yeah, but is he not talking later on in his career, once he's had a good career, that he moves back and stuff like that, which a lot of players that come over from foreign countries do. I think the key bit is that he's saying at the end of his contract,
which
has still got a few years to
has he still got two? Is it 2 years left?
I think personally he's looking for a payday from us. I don't think he's got any intentions of leaving us now. I just think he's saying that because he wants a big...
Does he deserve it?
Perez is not good enough to go to a top team. He's not at all. No. People are only talking about Perez now because he's had a half a dozen good games. Mm-hmm. Where were all of these Perez fans that have always loved him, always thought he was brilliant, raved on about him? Where were they at the start of the season when he was absolutely dog shit? We'll
get on this later because there's a shitloads of questions.
He was absolutely dog shit. We've sat here week after week after week and said he was pathetic, he was shocking, he was terrible.
Well, it's not just us. I think every Newcastle fan had a week, at least a week, saying that Perez isn't good enough. And now that he's doing a bit well, there's a few of the accounts coming out saying I've always backed him.
Exactly the same thing last season. You get into those last few games and he starts putting performances in and starts scoring goals. Yes, it's important goals towards the end of the season that he scores.
But I've been in a similar position. In fact, of course,
this totally sums up why I find him so frustrating. Because
the three of us have criticised him. Of course, we have. We'll criticise any player that's not doing well in the game. We're going to come here and pull them up on it. But the reason why we do it is because we've always seen the potential what Perez has, because he does do it in games.
He does it,
and
exactly.
The last 6 weeks.
Exactly.
He's been a great player.
Yeah, but
is it because he's been so comfortable in that position, there's been no one really challenge him for that position? Or is it just because Almiron's came in, his pace is ridiculous, so does that make Perez look even worse if he's not trying to get
we're playing a different shape to what we have done since Almiron came in. Whereas Perez was playing more that number 10 role, wasn't he?
But then you've got to remember, we paid $1.5 million for Perez.
But again, people keep harping on about this. That was £1.5 million 5-6 years ago now.
I know.
When he was a young kid coming in from Spain.
But
you cannot keep banging back to that.
Paid that over and over and over again.
Yeah, but if he gives the ball away, I'm not going to go. Well, he's paid that $1.5 million back. If
Joslu misses a chance with Galway, he's only $5 million. What do you expect?
Well, fair enough. That's a fair comment. But
I will say one thing. Should you both up there?
No. What I will say, the money thing really pisses
it's irrelevant after this length of time to say that he cost us 1.5 million.
Yes, he's very good for 1.5 million. Absolutely
really good, yeah.
But then Gouffran cost less than that.
So that was my next question.
Yeah, 900,000.
So who was the?
Oh, Perez is way better.
Who's the better signing, Perez or Gouffran?
Perez, of course he is. But Gouffran was great.
But Gouffran scored some crucial goals for
again,
exactly the same
for me.
Perez is
Gouffran created a lot more chances and assists than Perez did.
Well, it doesn't help when he gets managed to be a bloody left wing back thing.
Then he got
totally mismanaged.
You remember Porju managed Gouffran.
He was a striker. He was a striker where then he went left, attacking midfield, and then he went to left wing and then back centre half goalkeeper. It was horrendous. He just got wrecked, bless him. But going back to the whole thing, I agree with the Mark saying that there's a lot of every fan now seems to always have been a Perez lover.
Yeah, there wasn't one.
What I find weird is it wasn't.
Well, there was one. We know one.
It wasn't just us three. I do know one that I loved him, to be fair. But anyway, it wasn't just us three. Right? Every single conversation I had with a Newcastle fan, or certainly on Twitter and stuff, there would always everyone does it. You always talk. If you had the money, what would you do? I'm going back to Championship here, right?
Yeah.
Everybody said all the time they'd buy number 10.
Yep.
So that was at that time. It was Perez's position. So if you are a fan of him, why the fuck did everyone buy him?
And we were all so excited because we were signing Almiron, because it meant we finally got rid of Perez out of the side and had a bit of pace and
maybe
creativity.
Not out of the side, but we thought certainly
right?
competition. Now it's worked out as being a 3, which is great.
And that's what I'm saying. It's changed the entire dynamic and formation.
Who has something to offer.
I don't care. I'd love to get some.
He's the one that's been very, very unlucky in all of this.
Maybe, yeah. But when you say unlucky, I mean, Perez has just been fantastic.
He's been great. He has been great.
Games, I can't remember the last time I can remember the last time he's been bad. West Ham away, horrendous.
But the rest of them were.
But the rest, that's the problem. When he's shit, at the moment, when he's shit, everyone else is shit. But he's been better than most of them on a more consistent basis. I'd certainly over the last couple of months, I'd say. Maybe the new year.
Well, since Almiron came in and we played differently.
Yeah. And I think I'd love to speak to the fan that, you know, that apparently he's loved him since he was born, right? And they think he's the best player ever. You kind of tell me that he doesn't lose the ball constantly. Like he didn't against Leicester, and that's why
he did very. There was that moment where
in the box
he got into the box and he somehow beat 4 of their players and almost went round Schmeichel. Now it was very fortunate that he happened to do it, but he did keep a hold of the ball well. There was a couple of times on the right hand side of midfield when he got it and he beat their full back and got in behind Morgan and stuff like that. That is why people go on about his performances, because he's capable of doing that.
He is, but
you cannot expect him to do that every single game of the season. But he's not as bad as Ben Arthur because he does it more regular than that. But it's still around that kind of, you know, idea of that.
Why did you have to mention it?
Because that's the way people are going on at the minute.
Is that he's still not happy that you give him a 4 out of 10.
That was his overall career. And I did up it.
4 out of 10.
I did up it.
Jesus, that doesn't make it any better that you've said at Newcastle or his overall career.
That was what I said. I just said that straight away, didn't I? Right, okay. And then actually went on to say
he has had a shit career,
better performance,
considering what good he is. I think, but that's my opinion.
But that is the thing with Perez. He's capable of that. Now, yes, he absolutely cannot do it every single game. World beaters can't do it every single game. If he could, then, you know, he would be in one of the teams, playing for Barcelona, Real, something like that.
I've seen a quote, and I didn't read the interview, I must admit, but I've seen a quote from Rafa apparently saying that if he was more conscious, he'd play for Man City.
Exactly.
And
it wasn't too long ago. Yeah.
And I think that's a completely fair shout, because you watch his performance on Friday night. If he could put that in 8 out of 10 times.
Well, this is the thing. He probably does it a third of the time. So you look across the season, and you think a third of that time he's been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But then for the rest of the time, he's mediocre or worse.
But then at the end
if he could even get just to a 50-50
at the end of the season, doing it, then you look back and say he was one of our key players within the season.
Oh, he was, absolutely.
And that's what I've just said before, that the latter part of the season he comes to life and he scores you important goals. He's done it for the last 2-3 seasons.
Right, both 3-4 seasons there.
Yeah, it's a strange one, because I always think when players go through the stage of being flavour of the month, it's like they get highlighted a lot. So, for example, Fernandes, right? Every single person, us included.
I wouldn't even be next captain.
We were like,
Fernandes was brilliant start the season.
Make him the owner. Like literally, everybody loved him. But no one mentions his name now because he's not in the team, and no one really not bothered.
I still think he's a great player.
No, fair enough. But that's the point I'm trying to make, is that like when someone's playing well, like Perez is playing amazing. Everyone now is saying he's always been amazing, and why is people having a go on, blah, blah, blah.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. It's very, very short memories.
Aye, because I've went on Twitter myself, and I always try my best not to. I'll display an anger, you know, of the performance overall, but I'll try not to single out somebody like that. Like say, Perez, he was shite. But I used to go on there, and I sometimes used to search for players that I thought I'd played bad. So I'd click on and whoever it might be, or Perez, and there was just thousands of tweets saying, God, you lost the ball this many times, you're shite, you keep falling over, blah, 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 blah. And all these things are factual, they're correct, they are correct. But I would have to say,
wonders for the confidence, wouldn't it?
I said that, I think I put it on Twitter, that was the best performance I've seen him ever have for us.
Perez?
Yes.
At the weekend?
Yes.
Friday night, right? Okay.
Yeah, but in any championship game, any game, that was his best performance.
He was good going forward.
He was unreal. Right, so you're going to go now, aren't you? Like about trapping back.
So the only criticism I can level against him in that game is Chilwell went past him God knows how many times, where he just made zero effort to even jockey him for the ball or try and get back and tackle. I'm sitting there watching it with me little in, and even he's going, why is Perez being lazy?
Maybe
not trying to tackle him and stuff like that?
For the last God knows how many years. Jesus
it's
Christ.
Clear to see. And again, that's the.
Oh, but he's been off as well.
When he's putting this performance, he's very, very good. That is what then makes a big difference. Is that if he actually then made the effort to actually try and stop their attacks as well.
Did you ever see that about Ginola?
Ginola was shite.
Ginola could hardly tackle. He couldn't tackle the dynamo.
He's literally the worst defender.
But when you've got a player this close to you, running past you with the ball,
I mean, he scored 3.
You're not just going to watch him go past you.
4 goals, you know. 4 goals.
I remember that one
Behind you,
against...
mate. We've got him.
Remember that one against
I do love
the UEFA League Cup. Oh.
Against French Forest.
Oh.
That was it. That was unreal.
Oh. Just when I'm remembering it. Oh.
One against Man United, Sheffield Wednesday. That was his. That was it. Yeah, he scored 4, so there's 3 of them.
Spectacular.
Yeah, the one against Man United was special. Must admit, I was at that game as well. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that I'm a great believer. There's certain players I honestly feel can be allowed to not necessarily. Ben Arfa was one of them. I'm not interested. He doesn't track back.
Just do what you want up the top.
I'm not interested. You just save your energy for when you get the football ball. Messi's the same. I never see Messi running. Doesn't Dean out? He just, well, he's not, I'm not saying Perez is Messi either, by the way. I'm just trying to say that there's certain players.
It's Messi in defending.
It's not in their DNA. It's not who they are to run back and be a Richie. Oh, I'm going to tackle the world and fight the world. That's not Perez.
Well, that's the thing.
I would say Perez works hard, though. I still think he works hard.
Recently,
no,
he
does. He has definitely worked hard since Rafa's been here. Rafa's coached him to be much better working hard, and he I know I'm not saying he'll tackle people. But he's more intelligent a way to run to stop a gap in a potential pass, or just to hold them up.
Do his foot dangle.
His foot dangle, yeah.
Dangle the foot.
So Perez,
I really defend him. Yeah, I normally.
Perez, I would say Perez is a good player for Newcastle United, but I'm not sure if he'd be a good player if he was to take the next step up. So, like you say, like we mentioned going to Spain, and I always say, well, he's not going to get in the top.
He's not going to go to a top
team.
Do you think? I've had that opinion before, right? But I always think good players, right? If he moved into a really good team, he could be class.
I know. Yeah.
He'll go there. And you cannot tell me. You look at any of them top 6 teams in this country. He's not going to get into that team ahead of what's there. Well, he's going to go there and sit on the bench and waste his career like every single other player that has left us.
I think he maybe has a
team. James Milner.
Yeah.
Andy Cole.
Wijnaldum. He has done very well.
Wijnaldum's came.
That was only 3 players I could mention.
But Liverpool aren't really playing him of late.
No. Jordan Henderson's doing, can he? No offence. But anyway. No, he is. But anyway, I still think sometimes there's players that he could. I'm not saying he play week in week out, but when he's playing with better players around him, he could move on and be amazing.
Especially in a shit league like the Spanish league.
Yeah, it's a poor league. It's a very poor league.
He's not going to play for Real or bloody.
Rosselou did.
He did,
when he was like 17.
I seen a photo of him. I seen a photo of him at Real. Jesus Christ!
That's where Benitez had him there, wasn't it? There and.
No, but I do agree. I can't see him.
He could go to like Atletico or Real Sociedad or something like that.
I think it was 3rd or 4th. I mean, that would be good going, wouldn't it? You know what I mean?
I think honestly, you've got to look back at things since, like, we're going to go.
Just think back before Christmas.
I know, but
he's not getting into the Burnley
team. Forget
team,
before Christmas, it's gone, man. It's gone.
Never mind Barcelona.
Forget before Christmas, it's gone. Since Almiron's came in, he's looked fantastic.
Now, I can hold my hands up and said he's had some good performances of late, but that does not. Because it cannot forgive for what's gone on beforehand.
Well, you can, mate. You can just it's gone.
I need more consistency.
Players coming in the team have improved him, so just let him have this moment.
So who improved him this time last season?
Who was more?
I don't know.
Kennedy, yeah.
Then Townsend.
Good job we didn't sign him last summer.
Then Townsend this season before.
What the hell's happening to him?
I think there is players. Yeah, I'm not asking this question blind. I think there is players. But who do you think is more consistent than Perez then?
What in our team?
For our team, yeah. Don't come to the keeper. It's a totally different role. So just I would say the Rafa.
Share Richie is probably more 8 or 9 games out of 10 when he's good.
Richie goes through some spells as well, though.
Been that most of the season.
Hang on.
I'd have to put that one under the table.
Who did he get sent off against?
That was I said most of the season. That was right at the bang at the start of the season, and we'd never thought we'd see him ever again.
Yeah, we said that
but since he then came into the team,
that's what I mean by fickle.
He's been fantastic. He's been fantastic.
Yeah, he's been great. I'm going to be gutted to see him go. You know, because he's done well.
Longstaff when he came in.
Unless we can bring someone else in that's going to do better than what he's doing right now. Hayden's doing well. He's going unnoticed.
Hayden has been
brilliant. Well, but we'll get better than him, man. We'll get better.
It might have actually been the Palace game where I thought he was man of the match.
I think we're using all the questions for the question and answer.
Apparently I heard was very good against Palace. They really deserve to get a goal.
Right, let's stop asking each other questions because we're taking all the questions up here. Right, anything else on the game?
They had, for me, one chance that got me worried, and it was where Perez didn't pick up his man. Chilwell went straight past him down on the left. and he whipped the ball, and that ball just went straight across our 6-yard box.
Did Richie get just a slight, because that
Maybe he's at the very back post, but it beat it beat all of our defenders and about 3 of theirs. It just needed.
Right, it's 2 things I want to mention quickly. So, Mankio's arm pull towards the end. It would have been a very harsh penalty. It would have been very harsh, but it's similar to Fernandez one that he gave away not too long ago. A slight touch, he goes down. He did have the referee could easily give that.
You've got to look where the ball is.
But sometimes referees don't.
You could have given him a scaffold, climbed the top, and he still wouldn't have got it.
But the ball went when Fernandez fell. The player wasn't going anywhere near him.
True. It
was a and the other one is, was Dubravka choking?
Yes, he was winded, wasn't he?
What was going on?
Was he winded? He landed awkward, didn't he? He was like...
If you look at that video again, right, I thought Richie was walking away and he heard Dubravka, but he's not. Dubravka's got a hold of his shorts and he's pulling his shorts back. I was watching that. He's like, what's happened?
He's just winded. He's just like whacked him on the back.
Richie's laughing as he's hitting him.
But when you're winded, that is what you need. You just need to get back in. That was funny as hell.
But then the week before,
I was so much better after that, mate. Thanks.
The week before, obviously, when Lejeune got injured, he did his ACL. Richie's kicking him.
Well, that was I seen that at the time, and I mean, it was unfortunate because Lejeune just happened to roll over at the same time as Richie kicked out at the floor in frustration, and he basically leathered him in the side of the ribs.
And then my night went from strength to strength because
he did. And Decker has became. Thanks, Mark. I was going to say became a dad, but you're already a dad. But he's had his second child,
allegedly.
We can't say allegedly. It's well, I don't know if it is. To be fair.
No, it is.
I haven't seen any pictures. It might be black yet.
Decker became a dad once again.
Spot on.
So he's had a baby boy.
One of each now, I made. That's it.
One of each he's done
it was
for
funny
life now.
When because after the match finished, I switched over to watch the golf, and then Tiger finished about 12:10. So I went right. I said, "Go to bed." Went in bed, literally lay down for like half an hour, and she went, "Your waters are broke." And I went, "What?" And I thought I was almost dreaming, like, you know what I mean? She said, "My waters are broke," and I was like, "No, man." And then she moved, and I went, "Holy shit!" Then it broke, like, there's no doubt about it. And then obviously the baby was born.
Was it due in a couple of days' time?
17th, so early, like. But and then when the baby obviously popped out, he had bars like fucking like this. When he came out, I was like, "What a guy!" So straight away, I was like shouting and bawling, said, "Boy, fist pumping the world!" I was just kind of hugging the bloody midwife. I was just kind of mental. And anyway, and then she came on later on with these massive scissors for the
balls.
For the cord, and she like went to stick the cord, and I was while you're there, like, just because that's me done. Like, but yeah, spot on, lovely. So it was a fantastic day all round.
Did you see your kids being born?
Yes.
Right, you see both of yours being born.
Yeah, I seen this one. I decided with this one to be absolutely full on frontal, like.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
You were down the goal end.
I've seen the whole lot. So I was holding hand at the same time.
I was up.
I had a hold of my hand, and I was like, right, let's see the whole lot. And when the head came out, I was like, what the hell is that?
That's me, son.
Honestly, the way it came out, I just didn't understand what the hell was happening. I was like, that can't be a head. Like, it was just, it looked huge. But I realised it was from the side, so that's why it was bigger than I expected. And then,
it's Harry Maguire!
It was literally like a pure hammerhead. And then 2 pushes later, just the whole lot was out. I was like, balls! It's a boy! Yes! I was just going mental. That was amazing.
Is that the first time you cheered for balls?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So when my kids were born, the first for Nolan, I'm sure I was in the room. Yeah, I was in the room. I felt a bit faint, but I was in the room, right? Second one. So like, Dem was really close to being born. I'm in the toilet whining. I just couldn't deal with it. Because Wallace's ma was in the room at the same time, and she was giving us a running fucking commentary of what was happening, and like I was going, don't be sick. Like, just tell us what was happening down there, because she was. I
was up the top end.
I just went. I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'm sweating. Wallace is giving birth. I'm sweating in the corner. I'm waiting in the toilet, and I come back out. And this is the pain there. You alright?
I'm alright with all that. Like, the only thing I didn't like is she was in loads of pain. Have
you not watched One Bone Every Minute or Call the Midwife?
I stopped watching it because Wallace gets broody.
But so when the baby was out and that was cuddling the baby, everything was fine. Obviously she's getting herself sorted or whatever, you know, the midwife's and that. And then the midwife went, she went, so here we go, whoomp, and out come the fucking placenta.
No,
honestly,
it's the worst.
I swear.
She asked if you wanted to take it home and eat it.
And literally, like, I had the baby and I was like, okay, what the hell is that?
It's the worst.
Like a fucking planet or something.
Aye.
And then she actually picked it up and she was going, ooh, this is an unusual one.
Oh, the weight?
And I was like, what? I don't want to be seeing any of that. Like, and it was just, that was really bad.
Been full of kebabs and all
That was like a flat penny floor or something. It was just awful.
So everybody, no one's ever going to watch this podcast ever again because the conversation.
Welcome to the Call the Midwife podcast.
I wear the plus.
So that was your Saturday.
Yeah,
and then Sunday.
No, there's a question about this. There's a question. There's a question, right? Everybody, thanks for watching. I'm sorry about the birthing stories that were just delivered there. See what I did there? So, thank you very much for watching. Thanks once again. Emil's hit his 1,000 views. So he's on 1,500 at the minute. So if you haven't seen Emil's player ratings, go back.
Cool.
So he's been plugging it every weekend on Hot FM.
He's doing well, directing links to the website. But
what he should do is say this is a competition for Hot. They put the wrong link. They just get like 1.4 million or something.
Right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking the channel. And Decker's got something to say to you.
Well, when you know.
Hey.